You are now listening to the Backseat Critics, the movie review podcast.
Welcome back to the Backseat Critics. My name is RJ.
My name is
Andrew.
Yeah. Oh man, I peeked.
And he picked the mic.
Woo!
What you do? Just helicopter over there?
Woo!
Anyways.
All right, welcome back to the Backseat Critics, a movie review podcast where we talk about movies that you should steer clear of, except
For today.
because we're talking 1997's Warriors of Virtue. Have you ever thought, hey, I want Ninja Turtles, but not Ninja Turtles, and you didn't like any of like the 15 other alternatives, and you're like, what if they were kangaroos?
And what if it was based off of Avatar?
The power of steel, the power of wind, the power of gas, the power of trees and wood.
Yeah, they just basically had Earth, Wind, Fire, and
Steel.
Yeah, they added a fifth. They added
That that's their safety feature. Like,
Yeah.
We're not copying Avatar. We have an extra one.
I think Avatar copied them.
Oh, what came first?
I believe so.
Ah.
I believe Avatar was just like, these kangaroos speak to me.
I'm doing a little fact check here.
Do. Fact check.
You're correct.
Yeah.
Wow, it's only 3 seasons.
Only
Did not know.
Three seasons, pretty long seasons, but they're 3 seasons.
All right, let's just dive right in.
Okay, where are we diving into?
Well, we're diving into that 2-minute summary, bro.
The water seems pretty deep over there. I'm not sure if I want to go over there. Can I start diving into the kiddie pool first? Is that legal?
Dive into the kiddie pool. What do you
I don't
want?
want to dive into the kiddie pool. If I dive into the kiddie pool, I'm going to hit the bottom and it's going to hurt my butt. I cannot do that.
All right. Do what you want.
Okay, so I'm going to try to dive into the deep end. No,
All right,
I can't
folks.
dive into the deep end. It's a little scary. We might have to go back to the kiddie pool side.
He slipped in, hit his head. He's dead.
I'm miking over here.
Mike. Oh, man. Freaking Mike.
Okay, so we got a 2-minute warning, though.
Got 2-minute warning.
Or a 2-minute summary.
Yeah. Same thing.
Oh, we're going to go Rochambeau. Who's going to do it?
Oh, we're doing rock, paper, scissors.
Uno, dos, tres.
That's 2 out of 3.
What? No.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
No.
Come on.
Okay. Uno, dos, tres. Uno, dos, tres.
Oh, man. So for the folks at home who did not see, because you cannot see,
Can't see this.
No.
John Cena.
we're invisible. I lost that rock, paper, scissors
Yes, he did.
one time, and RJ lost the other time. So we're going to go one more time.
Lies. Such a liar. Andrew's a person you can only trust as far as he can throw him, which is pretty far judging by his size.
That is true. That is very true. Kind of like a javelin.
Yes. Remember, he's a twig in Disneyland.
So, 2-minute summary
And
of
go.
this movie. Okay, so the main character, forget his name.
2 minutes.
He can't play football because his leg is kind of weird or something.
He's got a weird leg.
So he's like, "Hey, I want to give the jerks on the team the winning play," and they played, and they win. Huzzah! Hey, what?
We're not going to give us 2 minutes.
I can always edit. And so anyways, the bullies invite him to a cool hangout, and he gets a little, like, he gets invited to do, like, a sorority kind of test, but not sorority, because they're just dudes flopping around. So he falls into the water and he transports to an underground world thing where there's trees everywhere and stuff, and there's kangaroos that are ninjas, and he's attacked by some people, but then he's saved by a ninja.
It's almost done yet.
And then he goes and he meets all of the kangaroos. And he loves them. And then he meets a girl, and she's nice. And then the kangaroos, he brings them all back together, and there's the power of earth and wood and steel and water and fire and something else, I think, air. And then the girl turns bad for some reason, and then she's killed, and then it's never really touched on again, which is cool because, you know, you get, you know, 2 acts of screen time, and then you're dead, and then that's fine. So, you know, and then there's a big fight at the end, and then and then the bad guy dies, but then he's not dead because he's actually alive, but then he's good, and then the movie ends.
Oh my word! I thought I could, you know, I could have went to the bathroom, made myself a sandwich, and came back, and we and you're still going. Oh, Mister, count it up now.
You want to know something?
What? You're at 2 minutes exactly.
I'm at 1.5 minutes, bro.
That's probably the longest
Suck
one we've
it.
ever done. Longest one we've ever done. Anyways,
Hey, it's
Warriors
a 2-minute review.
you know what? Warriors of Virtue, great movie.
It's fun. I grew up I saw this a few times growing up, and
Definitely a good rent from the library movie.
100%.
Mom, what do you want to watch? I want to watch the kangaroos fight.
I saw this on TV. I believe we rented it at least once, but then I saw it on TV a couple more times. It's like, as a kid, loved it, and then like growing up, it's like, boy, this is kind of boring and muddy.
It's fun though.
It's fun. The action scenes kill me though.
The way they film it.
Yeah.
It's like a slow.
It's like they filmed it at 24 frames per second, slowed it down, and then you just get that like really choppy kind of effect, and then there's a ton of motion blur.
Yep.
It's not a good choice.
No, especially in the setting of the woods where there's all those leaves on the ground and leaves flying around.
It makes it kind of harder to appreciate like a lot of the stunts and choreography that goes into this movie, and some of it's actually like quite impressive, but again, harder to appreciate.
Yeah, we're talking
it.
about the guy in the kitchen. Most impressive.
Guy in the kitchen. Yes.
Most impressive.
All right. Subject number 1. What do you want to do?
You have the list, my guy.
All right.
Don't
I
hold
guess.
it hostage. I got my picks and my noggin. Maybe.
You know, I was stupid. I didn't do any picks for this yet. So we'll see.
You'll be on the fly.
We'll be on the fly.
You can fly. You can fly. You can fly. You can fly. You can
All
fly.
right. Let's do
Okay.
costumes.
Costumes. Perfect. Costumes. In the making. Costumes. By RJ and Andrew.
All right, costumes. What's your number 1?
Number 1's the bad guy.
Bad guy?
Bad guy, specifically at the scene where you see him for the second time and he is getting the girl to turn evil with some magical juice that she severely loves. I'm going to say it was pineapple juice. I don't know. I think pineapple juice can make people go crazy. That's just me, though.
Pineapple juice makes me go crazy.
Oh, you know what is starfruit juice?
Starfruit?
Starfruit. You know why I say starfruit? Hear me out on this. You hearing me out? Good. So, I'm going to say starfruit because normally you have starfruit juice when you're sick.
Okay.
And that guy's sick in the mind. She's sick in the mind, obviously, to think about it. And give him starfruit juice. And it just makes her even more sick.
I disagree.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to go with, like, day-old mango juice.
Not even refrigerated.
Not even refrigerated. Day-old, just sat out on the counter. You woke up the next morning, you saw that there on the counter, there's some bug in it or something, and you're like, you know what? I'll drink it.
It's coconut milk.
Coconut water.
Curveball. No, it's got to be the milk.
No.
The milk.
The milk?
The milk.
Okay. Not really a hot take. The milk's good. I enjoy coconut milk.
Well, anyways, I am going with this because it's very colorful. Give you the David Bowie vibes. I just kind of like the bad guy actually having like a colorful look for once.
Yeah, he didn't. He was kind of monotone for a lot of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Except for that scene.
Yeah.
He had a very colorful look.
All right. So my number one. Prepare yourself.
Okay.
Are you seated?
I'm seated.
Are you in a safe position?
Sure.
Cool. Good enough. So my number one is a yak character.
He's my number 2. Straight up my number 2.
Who did straight up karate for like 2 minutes.
Dude, he wrecked him.
Yes.
And, what was the other character?
He was a rhino.
Those two wrecked.
Because the rhino is actually my number 2.
They wrecked the whole crew.
Absolutely. I love those two characters and legitimately pretty cool costumes.
So that was your number 1 and 2.
That was my number 1 and 2.
I'm going to give my number 2 to the evil villain with the claws, that girl.
Oh, okay.
Totally
Totally not Catwoman.
Totally not Catwoman. Catwoman mixed with that girl from, I'm spacing on her name, the villain from He-Man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You mix those two together with, bam, you got that costume.
Gotcha.
And that's, I don't know, that it screamed villain. Like I said, before in the He-Man episode, I believe, you don't really have a good cheesy movie until you have a villain that's dressed like that.
I think there's good movies, good bad movies, without that.
In these
but
types of
I see what
situations,
you're saying. I see what you're saying though.
Considering that we have a kung fu situation or a space warrior movie, you gotta have a villain kind of dressed like that. Love it. All right, what you got for number 3?
Give me a hot sec.
Are you looking at through all of the kangaroos right now to figure out your favorite? Because Tao was my favorite, and he's actually my number 3. Tao is the water one, to be exact. I just like he looked more grumpy. His makeup and costume was more done, more complete, I feel like, compared to some of the other kangaroos in the movie. I just liked his outfit.
You know what? I'll be a contrarian here. So actually, I was going to choose, I believe it's Michael Anderson for my number 3. Short dude, Twin Peaks. Speaks backwards in Twin Peaks.
Michael Anderson.
Yeah. He was a short guy. He kept trying to take the watch.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So he was actually going to be my number 3. But I'll be contrarian here because you brought up the kangaroos. And I think that the kangaroo costumes here are absolute garbage. But, and I forget the kangaroo name, so I apologize. But the one for the wood, I gotta say, I liked his outfit most. He looked the most like the
beat up.
Yeah. But his outfit like gave me the most like Ninja Turtle vibe. It was like lightweight gear.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot of like excessive armor or anything on it. It was just like, it was clean. It was good. He had like little details all over him that were like just screaming kind of ninja. So I kind of appreciated that. Whereas like some of the others, they just kind of got, I feel like, bogged down with like metal or like certain armor that I didn't really care for.
I can see that.
And I didn't really care for, it was like Earth's like overalls. I think she had like overalls or something like that.
Wasn't a fan of Earth's. Fires was kind of meh.
Fires was meh. Steel I did not like.
But I felt like Water, he looked more complete to me, personally. He just kind of looked like Sub-Zero, or a kangaroo in Sub-Zero's like armor.
Okay.
That's how I saw it.
Well, Wood looked like Donatello and kangaroo garbage.
Sure. If you want to go that way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the costumes, and Andrew is terrible, so it's okay. But what's the next topic?
So, next topic, we're talking who our favorite characters are. And this is a separate topic because our favorite characters don't necessarily match with what our favorite costumes were. Oh no, I forgot to record something for the characters. So here's something. Characters. Who are they? What are they doing? I don't know what.
Though I am going to say that my number 1 is still the bad guy. That
And
guy
do you know
was
what?
unhinged.
Do you want to know what? My number one is the bad guy.
He was crazy beyond belief. What's that one part he just goes, and then he goes, Warriors, come out to play. I was just like, this guy is dropping the Warriors quote.
Right? He's also he's chewing up all of the scenery. He's all over the place. Angus Macfadyen?
I think he was.
Hands up to this dude. Like,
There
he's
was
good.
There was a miss in Hollywood, and they owe this man an apology.
Yeah.
You know why?
He was too good.
This man should have been the Joker at some point.
So, yeah, my number one is also the bad guy. The dude is chewing up all of the scenery. He's all over the place. It looked like he actually did his own fight scenes, which is super impressive and kind of rare. I've got nothing bad to say about
owned
the dude.
it.
Every time the guy was in the scene, he controlled it. He owned it. He was the gravity in this messy, messy movie.
I enjoyed every scene of him. Actually, every single time. As soon as he came down, I was kind of like, "Who is this guy?" And it's just kind of nah. And then all of a sudden, he drops.
He just takes it.
It's the movie. The more the movie goes, the more unhinged he gets, and the more you're just like, "What is up with this guy?"
It's so great.
The only thing that was missing is his own song and dance.
And I love that he's got all these military guys that are totally scared of him, and the moment the kangaroos come out and be like, "Oh yeah, it's all good," the warriors who just followed this guy and I'm assuming killed a bunch of people were like, "Oh, okay, cool, no problem."
Oh yeah, they start dropping their helmets and stuff. Like, okay, we're all friends again now.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, that was
so weird.
Number one character right there is that guy.
Yep, absolutely. What's your number two?
Number two, I'm gonna go with the little guy.
The little guy?
Little guy.
Michael Anderson.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with the little guy. I really enjoyed just the way when he was on screen. He once again he caught my attention a little bit, just because he knew he was a dirty dog. He was doing some dirty.
He was going to be grabbing some jewels. He was going to be stealing that watch.
He was up for something, and he was up to anything. And at the end of the movie, you could tell that he comes to. He has a good character moment of just I messed up.
He actually has a character arc?
He does. As a side character.
Yeah. So, my number two, I'm going to forget this guy's name. Master Chung.
That's my number three.
I enjoyed this guy. He wasn't chewing the scenery, but he played that wise old kind of
Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi or kind of Splinter kind of thing. Just wise old man. He nailed that.
Yes.
He absolutely nailed that. My number three, because you've done all three now.
Yep, I've done all three. Once again, I'm beating you again.
My number three is, so maybe not for acting or anything in particular, but I'm going to go with the cook.
He is my honorable mention. I was going to drop him as an honorable mention, actually.
The dude, if the villain wasn't there, this guy was owning the scene.
Yes.
Every time. The stunts, solid. Just
for cooking, too.
For cooking. Yeah.
And he was wise.
Yeah. He gave him the manuscript to read, which did something. I never really got what, but
it made him. There was a thing that was basically in there eventually, and at first the kid couldn't see it. And
so you don't understand it either. That's cool. So
they figured out how to beat the bad guy through it. That they had all come together to beat the bad guy.
Right, I know that, but how?
How did he come to read it?
No,
because he stopped being a Michael.
Oh, I mean, everyone should stop being a Michael at some point. But they never explain actually what the book does. It just helps them beat the bad guy, but how?
It gave him the secret that they all have to come together. All the powers of the Wu to come together and unite.
By the way, 100% Captain Planet ripoff right there during that shot.
Yeah.
I was down for it. It's a 97 movie. We're going to get that.
Yep.
But anyways, number three, that cook. Super awesome.
100% agree.
All right. You want to dive into our next?
Is there settings, if I remember right?
Yes. Over there, Mr. Squinty Eyes.
Sets. Let's talk about sets, baby.
Just you and me.
Number one setting in this movie is the village.
Is it the village?
It is the village.
Oh, because you are wrong, my friend.
How
you
is
are
it not
wrong,
the village? How is it?
Wrong.
How is it not like the Ewok village? That it's just kind of like cool. Like I would, if I was. And there we are again. We are at the end of the episode. Congratulations.
It's not even picking up, dude. What are you talking about?
Anyways, if I were to be a homeless person and I wanted to live in a homeless village,
Pearson. Homeless Pearson.
Yeah, homeless Pearson, and I want to live in a homeless Pearson village. This is the homeless Pearson village I'd want to live in.
So many Pearsons and popping.
Or you know those groups of people, those communities that just like don't have electricity or anything like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the Irish.
The Amish. The Amish. But no, there's actually
no.
people out there that are not Amish that live the same way, right?
Yeah.
And I think that would be another great opportunity to live like that. I mean, look, enjoy tree houses. You got boats going through there. You have a bridge.
There's swamps and bogs and stuff. I'm not walking around with no electricity with that stuff going on outside. They also have like people wanting to rob you at just any moment in time. And
Well, that's
and
because they weren't all friends yet because the kangaroos
villain
didn't come back
ninjas
together.
jumping out of trees trying to kill you.
That's if you went into the woods. Don't go in the woods.
Then what's the point of just hanging out in the village if I can't leave?
It's a cool village.
Cool.
It's a resort town.
But what if like everyone is annoying? I'm like, hey, I want to go see the countryside. I want to like travel or go camping.
Don't do it.
See, that sounds horrible.
This is the resort village.
So, my good friend, because you are very wrong on this.
Okay.
Very wrong.
Go for it. What's your number one?
My
one's-
number one is the training grounds that the Roos are in. They've got the whole bridge and set up. They have Mr. Miyagi's little area.
Meh.
Yeah.
Meh. That is not. Nope. Not even in my top three. Not even in my top three.
Well, I don't care if it doesn't make your top three. It's my number one. It was good.
Sure.
Shut up, dude. It gave me like good kind of like martial arts, kind of like training ground vibes. Like there was a little post that.
I'm glad your skills are the same as like an elephant.
It gave me good like martial arts vibes.
Uh-huh.
They had a ton of area to like jump around, swing their swords, summon fire.
That's what you think.
For folks who cannot see us. Anyways, that's my number one. What's your number two?
My number two
Lame.
is the woods.
Lame.
The woods are fantastic.
Lame.
I just like how the leaves were coming down. You had the lighting. The lighting is obviously, you can tell, is a stage light. Definitely a staged woods.
Everything looks staged in this.
But I did enjoy the woods area.
Okay.
Even though it was a terrible place. You have
You're wrong. You're
Okay,
wrong.
that's fine.
Again.
That's fine. But number two is the woods.
Okay. My number two. You ready for this? You ready for this?
Yeah, the real number two.
Yeah. Thank you for giving my ammunition back. My number two is the villain's lair.
Like his room?
Yeah.
With the bed?
No. Downstairs. Where he's got the little floaty, like, pedestal that he stands on.
Ah, okay.
The stand where the people come and, like, summon their offerings to him and then he kills them.
Yeah, that's probably my number three.
It was a well done lair. Like, it was like a solid step or two down from, like, a Bond lair, like something you would see in an old James Bond movie.
You can is a good sci-fi. Like if it was more sci-fi filmed.
If you've ever seen Kroll with
I've
Liam
not.
Neeson.
I personally have not.
Oh. If you've seen Kroll, it definitely gave me that vibes. that type of vibe. And if you have not seen Kroll, you should probably go out and watch it right now.
I haven't seen it. Don't
Go.
worry.
Go watch it. Go watch it, folks.
What's your number 3 then?
My number 3? Okay. Sit tight. Prepare to have your mind blown.
It's The Woods. I know.
No, it's even better than that.
It's The Village.
It's The Village.
It's The Village.
Yeah, it's actually The Village.
It's pretty well done, actually.
Yeah, no, The Village is done super well. And I will be upfront here. The sets in this movie are 10 times better than the costumes in this movie.
I enjoy every little bit of this movie.
Okay.
The bad costumes, the bad sets.
Well, of course I enjoy the bad costumes, but I'm just saying on like a production level, the sets are so much better. But for a bad movie?
That ox? No. Get out of here. That ox is money.
Of course the ox is money. I said in the first segment that the ox is money.
Yeah, that's a great costume. That's like, what's his guy from the Muppets?
Jim Henson.
No, not him. He doesn't look like Jim Henson.
Yeah, he does.
What's the Lovers or Smoochins or whatever his name is? That big guy. Let the man lick his nuts, okay? Yeah, see? He's like, what's up? Yeah, now he's going to bed. But, that big guy, the big brown guy.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. That is who he kind of looks like.
Okay.
Mixed with an ox.
Or just an ox. But no, I think on like just production level, I think the sets were better done than the costumes. I'm not saying that takes away from the movie at all or adds anything. Just,
You know what? For the sake of argument here, these costumes are done exactly how you expect out of this movie. Like when you go into this movie, you're like, yep,
this movie's going to suck.
I know what I'm getting myself into.
Oh, absolutely. You know, 9-year-old me, when I watched this for the first time,
when you rented it from the library,
I was like, you know, the costumes are going to give me nightmares, but
oh, you probably loved it as a kid. You probably loved this movie.
the costumes terrified me as a kid, but like I honestly just did not care. I just loved it.
You had sword fighting.
Yeah, sword fighting. You had martial arts. You had some slow-mo. It was really bad slow-mo, but it was slow-mo.
There's some triangle love stuff that is secretly going on that's touched on maybe once or twice.
There's a weird death that's just kind of brushed off screen halfway through.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just had all the right notes for me as a kid.
Loved it.
All right.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
On to our next topic.
Oh, we have another one. Whoa, Nikes. What do we got? I didn't know we had another topic.
Oh, you didn't prepare?
I guess not.
Oh, folks, I got him in the trap. All right. Number 4 topic
Yeah, we're losing count today.
is going to come after our intermission. We'll be back in just a minute. All right. Welcome to the intermission, folks. You've made it halfway. So now we're going to talk about some people we're going to shout out.
Shout out to Beach Bums Never Die. Great clothing line. If you are into that Hawaiian look, custom Hawaiian look, go ahead. All of his clothes are actually 100% Hawaiian shirts with
wow.
Beach Bums Never Die
No
for
kidding.
Comes from the inspirations of the Goonies. Check out his clothing line, all custom made. Great guy.
Sweet. Be sure to check them out. And while you're checking them out, and you're thinking, hey, I like these guys. Be sure to also check out us, the Backseat Critics. We've got a backlog of 24 episodes for you to check out at this point. Go back, check out some old stuff. And if you like it, hit subscribe. Share it with some friends. Check it out.
Check it out.
Also, for people who are interested in potentially sponsoring, feel free to reach out to us. We can drop you a line right here in this intermission. Feel free to reach out. Our tag on Instagram is at the Backseat Critics, all one word, or you can email us at thebackseatcritics@gmail.com.
First person to do it gets a cut. We catch you a deal.
Sweet. All right, now back to the show. All right, and welcome back from the intermission, folks. We're getting into our final topic here.
It's the final countdown. And I'm RJ.
And the final topic
It's
for
the
tonight
final topic. For tonight, and I'm RJ.
goes to
RJ.
scenes.
Ah, son of a gun! I'm always the bridesmaid, never the bride. This is rigged.
By the way, I want you to know you weren't even nominated.
But why am I here? Sucker.
You know what? We were asking the same thing.
I'm gonna grab my ball and go home then.
We saw you show up and we're like, hold up. Did you invite him? And they were like, nah. Why would we invite him?
You know, I'm very, very sneaky. I've watched the movie Wedding Crashers like a zillion times. I know how this works.
I know you're sneaky. I know you're sneaky.
Like a fox.
It is time for scenes.
Okay, so scene number 1 for me is obviously when the villain becomes unhinged and goes right during the final fight, and all of a sudden he flies up and like fights and develops into 5 other people to fight the earth, wind, fire, steel, water.
All right. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
It's 100% a good pick.
But it's not as good as this pick. Because this pick is the perfect pick. This pick is when the ox and his buddy,
And the rhino.
the rhino, fight away some bad guys to save the village people.
No. Do
Not
not cut this scene short. Because this, what makes this scene is the kid comes around. By the way, we have not touched on this. The kid is from Under Wraps. Just so
See a
everybody
future
knows.
later episode.
Please, yeah,
Early
if
episode.
if you dare. Anyways,
It's a rough one.
but the kid comes around the corner and goes, "Hey!" and yells out his name. I forgot his name, but yells out the name.
Hey, Mike.
Sure, yes. And then he goes, "A little help," and all of a sudden, the rhino and ox just go ham. It's like
Yes.
if you guys were fighting like this in the village, you would have saved the village.
Yeah. Why do we need these 4 roos when we got these 2 guys? These 2
Mhm.
beasts.
Mm-hmm.
They also gave me like a little bit of Bebop Rocksteady vibes, but that's just because of the rhino.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, I mean, just seeing these guys in action and seeing what like this budget and better outfits could do, that made me a little bit more excited. Hopefully, and maybe we'll see this, they make an extended appearance in the sequel. I've never seen the sequel, so we shall see.
This is the first time I haven't seen this one. So. Number 2 for me would be actually the very beginning scene before we even get there. So when the kid with the bum leg has to walk, aka our main character, has to walk across
Mike.
the whirlpool of doom.
Oh, okay.
I actually, you know what?
What?
I actually think that's a great
By
set.
the way, it's Ryan.
Ryan. Okay, Mr. Ryan. I think that's a great set, actually, down in the sewer area there that they go through. That reminds me of, like, a Batman villain scene. Remember in Batman and Robin, I think it is?
Yeah.
When Robin takes out the car? Or is that in Batman? It's in Batman Forever. In Batman Forever where he takes out the car and for a spin and he acts like he's Batman and he goes and beats up, like, all those neon villains.
I think that's Batman or Robin.
Is it?
I think so.
It's one of the 2.
I think. Folks, check us on that.
But during that scene, that looks like the area where those villains would be. So I'd put that in my honorable mention as areas. But anyways, back to it. I like the scene just because it's like it puts you in the movie. You're getting ready to go into the Wizard of Oz, or into Oz basically, before the kid falls into the water. It puts you in the mood of, okay, this kid is not the greatest. Like, he wants to be a cool kid, or what's considered a cool kid.
Right.
But
My favorite scene is immediately succeeding that one. when he falls into the whirlpool.
And his leg's better?
His leg is better, but he falls down and he's immediately attacked by the bad guy. And then a kangaroo jumps out of the bog, fights the bad guy, kills the bad guy. I forget what happens. He doesn't kill the bad guy. I don't know. Shames him. And then runs away. And the bad guys run away. And the kid's just bewildered. And he realizes, hey, his leg is cool. And he's bouncing around. And then immediately we see Michael Anderson, the short guy.
Yep.
Try to basically rob him. Just all one, two, three. He falls in. He's mugged, saved, finds out his leg is cool, so he's running around, and then he's mugged again. I just love that sequence of events. It was kind of hilarious. It's also like staple bad movie thing is when they have a scene and they try to cram too many events into one scene.
They did that a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot.
If you go watch any bad movie, there's going to be one scene, somebody's going to die, their dog's going to be run over, somebody's going to adopt a cat, somebody's going to find out they're pregnant, all in a scene. And it's like, it's so much. Is he snoring?
Yeah. My number 3 is actually the cooking. It looks so much fun when how that guy was cooking. He's just doing a whole bunch of karate
You know what? My
moves.
number 3 is the same.
That it looks so much fun.
It's, yeah.
Just the way he moves in the kitchen.
It was also just like a perfect intro for this movie to like really get you into the movie.
Yes. Like you were kind of in the beginning, kind of like, okay, some secret whisper of warriors are being talked about. And you see a kid and you're like, okay, cool. And then you see that he likes to hang out and read comic books and
play on the toilet, apparently.
Yeah. But then he likes to go and watch this cook. He's friends with this great cook, and
that's how the cook cooks is with karate, and also saves other cooks from slipping and falling.
So I think this was a great.
It was like a really good like intro scene into this movie.
Yep.
So, anyways, let's move on to some final thoughts.
Love this movie. 100% watch it. Top 5 of what the Backseat Critics have done, in my opinion. And I would say watch it again. If you're sick and you're a kid, let them watch it. Great movie.
I will 100% agree. I think for kids, perfect movie. Sit them in front. You know, they're cool for like an hour and a half. I love this as a kid and growing up. Now as an adult, if you're trying to sit and watch it, the plot gets muddy. If you're trying to like pick it apart or like make sense of things, you're not going to.
Just watch it.
Just watch it for the fun of it.
Entertainment value.
Yeah.
Entertainment value. It has a ton of entertainment value.
Exactly. Don't watch it to be a good movie or a hidden gem or anything. It's a bad movie, but it's a pretty good bad movie.
Entertainment value. Has tons of entertainment value.
So, this is a solid recommend from me for a bad movie. And
tons of entertainment value. Top 5 for me. Ranked in top 5. I don't know what my top 5 values were or anything, but I'd say as far as what we've done so far, as what we've watched so far, this is in top 5.
Ditto. I don't know where in that top 5 it is for me either.
I can tell you right now, Alf and Punks are above it.
Oh, really?
For me. Alf and Punks are 10 times, or not 10 times. It is just, they are above it.
Alf is above it for me. After that, I don't know. I have to go back to the list, but we'll take a look. We'll take a look. But we'll be back next week on Thursday, as per usual. Thank you for joining us, and if you like this podcast, be sure to hit subscribe or like and share with your friends. Have a good one.
We out.